Hello. Hello, beautiful you. Hello, hello. Okay, let me just make sure I've got everything set. So welcome to the Create a Life You Adore podcast. We are in the third part of a three-part series looking at sleep. And oh my God, the more I'm delving into this incredible subject and topic, and the more excited I am, the more of a geek I'm becoming, but also, and this is going to be the next episode, I think, like the horrors and the dangers of not sleeping well. Or I'm having, like, it's a bit embarrassing because I started off as a sleep expert and then I went into other areas and I'm back focusing on sleep. But what I'm realizing is that actually, not that it's all about me, but it's a little embarrassing, a little bit of a vulnerable share. And so many of the problems that I had years ago, I feel all emotional, were because of my sleep. And I thought I was this fancy high-flying entrepreneur that was up at 3 and 4 and 5 in the morning. I was bragging about the fact that I'd had my first nap by 9 a.m. or but basically, if you're tired before 11 a.m., you're not sleeping enough. So I am going to be the voice of gloom in the next episode. I bet you can't wait for that. I'm going to be just talking about some of the studies and the things that can be caused by lack of sleep. But in this episode, I'm going to be going through the 7 secrets, reminding you of some of the things that I talked about in the previous episodes, where I focused on in series, the first part of the series, I focused on the morning routine. And then in the second part of the series focused on what to do in the afternoon to not only ensure that you have an incredible day, but also great sleep that night and following nights. And now I'm going to be looking at evening and nighttime routines, the do's and the don'ts. If you wake up in the middle of the night, what to do, what not to do, etc., etc. And also, as I said, I'm going to be just reminding you of those 7 secrets. Now, I come from a background of natural healing, shamanism, alchemy, but I'm a qualified sleep coach and consultant, and I'm also incorporating, let me finish that sentence, I'm incorporating all of the recent breakthroughs, the scientifically backed up, peer-reviewed research in what I'm sharing with you. You gotta have it all. A friend of mine joked to me, she said, "You're not a scientist, well, you are a shaman," she said, but you're a bit of a shamanitist. So off we go without further ado. Things to think about in the evening and nighttime. And I've already talked about the most important thing is to create a sleep schedule, to not be tempted to have a lie-in at weekends. Try and keep your schedule quite fixed. And even if you have a really late night, I'm not a fan of the word try, but let's use it here, to try and to awaken, to get up at the same time as you normally do. Have a nap, if you're a napper. But if you can do that, then that's really, really beneficial. So the first thing that I wanted to cover is, this is one of my favorite topics, and it covers relaxation, meditation, but also creating this magical, relaxing environment in your bedroom. And this is one of the things that when my clients get guidance, that this is one of the most important things for them. And when they take action on it, it has the most positive, the quickest results. So that is, and Andre, I keep thinking of an umbrella. Under this umbrella, I am going to talk about things like meditation and NSDR, that's N for nothing, S for sugar, D for donkey, R for relaxation, non-sleep derived relaxation, things like meditation, yoga, these are all incredible. And as I've said quite a lot during the series, this is about that I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not like, cracking you over the head or whatever with a whip, obviously, unless that's what you love. No, I'm joking. But I'm sharing these so that you can tune into what resonates and maybe take action on some, on all, layer them in. And this is why I love sharing my 5-step method with clients that are either having trouble sleeping, insomnia, sleep apnea, or they just want to optimize their sleep. So one of the steps in the 5-step method is that they actually tap into their own inner knowing, their own inner healing. So they get guidance on what the things are that they need to do. So let me just come back to this secret, which is all about relaxation, creating a haven in your bedroom, not looking at devices or computers or any of that, not getting that light in to fool your body into thinking it has to stay awake or be awake for at least a couple of hours before you go to sleep, okay? And so throwing away all the devices, not even using your bedroom as somewhere that you work, really creating this beautiful zone where it's a signal. You're telling yourself, your body, okay, this is chill time. Actually, one of the really important things about the bedroom and just those nighttime hours as well is to switch off all those ring lights, switch off if you can, the lights overhead. Candles are very good, and even dim lights at ground level are highly recommended. This is all scientifically backed up. So creating this beautiful zone. And I know I already talked about your morning routine, but having something like yoga that you do maybe a few times a week, yoga nidra, is very highly recommended, again, from scientific sources. And they're now focusing a lot on this NSDR, things like meditation, things like hypnotherapy. And I have many, if you join one of my programs, I have a lot of beautiful meditations that you can use, that yoga, hypnotherapy, meditation. And I didn't talk about that when I talked about the morning routine, because I didn't want to overload you at the beginning. But, I love that quotation, and I don't know if it was Buddha or who said this. It feels very Buddha-like. But, someone came to him and said, I don't have time to meditate. And they said, well, if you don't have time to meditate, and I'm really mashing up this quotation, but it was long than if you don't have time to meditate, rather than meditating for 20 minutes a day, meditate for 40 minutes a day. And this is something that I found when I started to meditate and exercise regularly, and when I don't meditate and exercise regularly, is that I just magically, and obviously this is not magic, deeper reasons for this as well as the magic, I'm all about marrying it all. But when I'm exercising and when I'm meditating, I seem to have a lot more hours in the day, because I don't believe it's really about the time. It's our energy. And when we surrender, when we fall back into the arms of the divine eternal now, we're tapping into so much more energy. And there's this sense of being aligned as well when you're in that space, being wise, being tapped into your inner healing and your inner knowing. And does that resonate? Have I gone off on a bit of a tangent? I've gone a bit woo-woo for you? So, relaxation, create a beautiful, relaxing, magical haven in your bedroom. So that's what I recommend at night. Stop stop eating, stop, especially if you find that your sleep is broken by having to get up and go to the toilet in the night. Then what I recommend is that you stop drinking for a couple of hours before you go to sleep. Now, if you do need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, obviously you need to be safe, okay? But we don't recommend that you turn on big, bright overhead lights, because that's going to just, start all of those. So give your brain a signal, basically, that it's daytime, and you don't want that. So what I do is, those beautiful fake candles. Oh my God, they're so cool nowadays. Either one of those, keep it in the bathroom, or I have these magical little fairy lights by my bed. So I just turn those on, and I have an ensuite so I can, safely do my doings. But yeah, I do love a night when I don't have to and I sleep right through. That's like, yay, success. So yeah, a cool bedroom is highly recommended as well, because you can always pull more blankets over you. And also what we naturally tend to do is that if we're too hot in the night, that will wake us up. But actually what we naturally do is we tend to put a hand out or even a foot out. And there's a reason for that. We have sensors on our hands and on our feet that automatically cool down the body. So that's something I recommend. I tend to, if I can, put the air conditioning on for quite a while before I go to sleep, if it's really hot, that is. And then I switch it off and luckily can sleep through. So again, it's like what works for you. What works for you. And then the second important thing that I want to cover is, if you happen to wake up at night, if you do have insomnia, or if you can't get to sleep, and again, this is very much backed up by scientific research, don't just lie there. If you can't sleep, or if you wake up in the middle of the night and it's more than about 20 minutes, what's recommended is not to just lie there, because you potentially can become anxious or worried. Get up and do something that's relaxing until you feel sleepy, because what's been discovered is that the anxiety of actually not being able to sleep can make it harder to fall asleep. So what else did I want to talk about? Yeah, I should have opened with this actually, and it's a quotation from the Why We Sleep book by, I can't remember his surname now, the wonderful Matthew Walker. This makes me crack up. I think I'll have to start the next podcast with this amazing breakthrough. Scientists have discovered a revolutionary new treatment that makes you live longer. It enhances your memory and makes you more creative, makes you look more attractive, keeps you slim and lowers your food cravings. It protects you from cancer and dementia. It wards off colds and flu. It lowers your risk of heart attacks and stroke, not to mention diabetes. You'll even feel happier, less depressed, and less anxious. Are you interested? Great. Book a call with me. Let's get your sleep sorted. Short and sweet today. We're nearly done. I'm just going to, before I finish, you can also go to my website and get these 7 secrets of sleep success, but I'm just going to quickly go over them before I finish today. Thank you for being here. Have a chat with me. Even if you're not suffering from insomnia or sleep apnea or whatever, I'm sure we can optimize your sleep Who doesn't want to sleep amazingly and have all of the fantastic benefits? So, and this is one of the most important things, create a sleep schedule that works for you, number one. Number two, follow the light, natural and fake light exposure. And I talk about that in episode number 7. Yes, morning light exposure. And also remembering not to have that light exposure in the evening. Number 3, treat your body like a temple. And that means considering not having a really heavy meal up to a couple of hours before bedtime, not having your first coffee for the first 90 or so minutes, and just going back to the light exposure. If you can get out and get that beautiful low sunlight into your eyes within an hour of waking up, that's so good for you. And I explain all the science behind that in episode number 7. So that's number 3. Number 4, remember to exercise. Number 5, naps. If you love naps, take a nap. Ideally, not after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because it might hamper your ability to sleep well that night. And then number 6 is about that non-sleep, deep rest and chill time, making your bedroom a haven. And number 7, if you can't sleep, get up. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to chatting. souldiscoveryacademy.com. See you soon. Sweet dreams. Bye, beautiful.